Alright, so once again, I'm Dan with channel name to be inserted later. I'm just going to go right into recording this video. I just finished up the other video. Actually, I haven't even hit stop on the camera yet. I'm just going to go ahead and record it now, and we will worry about breaking it up in post. That's the same clothes, same voice, same dry mouth. Let's get into some theories. Okay. Alright guys, I'm having to do this afterwards. I forgot. Huge spoiler warning. I'll say for all the books and the series, in case any of my theories are right. Alright, if you're good with that, continue watching. Theory number 1. Nynaeve has already healed Egwene. And we didn't get to see it, but we did get to see it. Here's why I think this is a thing. So, if you watch closely when Egwene floats down the river, comes up on the beach, and rolls over and lays down, you will see red quickly enveloping her arm sleeve. She has a huge gash on her, a fairly deep gash, considering how quickly that blood ran out. You don't really see it when she first initially enters the wine spring in a tavern afterwards, where she hugs her father and all that stuff. I think that's just because the sleeve is too long and covering it up. But later, when she goes to wash dishes next to Rand, and sorry, it's actually on the top of her arm, it's not over here. That's where my scars are. That's where I have a tendency to go. You see this huge gash here, or what was one. You see the scar of one. A nice big fat puckered scar. It's not wrapped up, it's not stitched. It is a scar at this point. This is later that same day. I think that after she got done, out of the water, maybe there is another scene where they go to the pool and you get to see her come up and the women in the village throw this colored paint on her. It has that wonderful foreshadowing scene of all the stripes, of all the Aja colors coming down on her, which would explain why Nynaeve is cleaning later. But I think that just before that scene, she sees Nynaeve, and Nynaeve puts, or maybe just after, Nynaeve puts some kind of herbs on there to help it heal faster, and actually channels to heal her. She's one of the most powerful channels, definitely one of the best healers using all the 5 powers. And I think that she doesn't, just like in the book, she doesn't know that she's actually using the 1 power to heal people, but I think that she did heal it at least somewhat. They say in the books, sometimes she would have these miraculous cures that, or heal a wound and it barely left a scar, if any. I think this is kind of an allusion to that. Like, there's definitely a scar there, but that healing has been sped up a lot, because that should still be fending off popping stitches or bleeding additionally. And it's not wrapped or anything. It just looks like it's a scar from a bad injury that she's had for just about ever. So there's theory number 1. Nynaeve healed Egwene off screen in episode 1. Theory 2. Mat's luck is already with him. Here's why I say that. So if you notice him as he's running to go save his sisters during winter night, he's looking for them. He is tripping over things. He's falling over Trollocs. There's all this stuff that, kind of a funny bumbling thing. But I think that is his luck already kicking in. I know some people are like, oh, he doesn't get his luck until after he gets separated from the Shadow Logoth dagger. I don't think that is the case. I don't think the Shadow Logoth dagger has had anything to do with his luck. I think his luck is tied to him being Ta'veren, which has nothing to do with the dagger. I just think we saw it more often after the dagger because they didn't explore Mat in the early books. That's one of the things you have to understand about the show versus the books, is the books, you know who the main character is because you start out from their point of view. You read 4 chapters in the book. If I'd have said, hey, one of these people is the Dragon Reborn, hey, big spoiler warning here, you would have looked at me and go, yeah, it's Rand. It's who the book's point of view is from. It's kind of obvious. We don't have that point of view in this storytelling. So what I've seen is they are building up. And if you think about the first 3 episodes, you really kind of get this sense. They really build up Perrin's, Egwene, and Mat's characters. You see their family life. You see more of them. And Rand's just kind of been there. But they haven't really hit home like his character development, why he is the way he is, who he is. They haven't hit that yet. And I think that has a lot to do with them not wanting people who haven't read the books, knowing who the Dragon Reborn is. Leads me into theory 2. The Dragon Reborn doesn't change. It's still Randall Thor. This is your big spoiler. Hey, I think Randall Thor is still the Dragon Reborn. Shocking, I know. I don't think they're changing that. I don't think it's going to be Egwene. I think that they've included her in the top ranks. If you think about Egwene and the way that her character arc is and the way the world shapes itself around her in the books, she does seem like a Tavren. Or Tavren, Taviran, I guess it depends, tomato, where you're from. That being said, she does seem like that. So I don't have a problem with them throwing her, especially since they've aged her up to the same age. So she falls within that potential age range to be the Dragon Reborn. I don't have a problem with them having her as a consideration. But I think it's still going to be Rand. I think that all this build up with Perrin, with his wife, and him actually killing her, and now there's this wolf thing. You know, Matt and, you know, his family struggles and him going out there and being the voice of reason at times, also being a very funny, likable character. I think I know why that is. That's another theory. It's really not a theory. But I think I know why people like him so much, myself included. And then Egwene being out there and them showing that, hey, she can already channel. They've talked about this being something, you know, the Dragon Reborn should be the most powerful channeler that the world has ever seen, you know. All of that has to do with them. It doesn't have to do with Rand. The only thing they've done with Rand is show his stubbornness and his how he gets mad sometimes and will be that will have that confrontation with Moraine where he screams like, no, why should we trust you? That's all they've shown character-wise out of him, really, and a little bit of him talking to his dad. All that stuff with everybody else, that is distraction away from the fact that Rand's still the Dragon Reborn. It's just distraction. If you haven't looked at the series, these are the characters you want to care about, and then Rand will come up and be shown to be the Dragon Reborn. This is probably the last theory for this one because there's not a lot in the first episode that's going to have a lot that I can make theories off of. I think the male channeler being stilled by Leandrin isn't the first time Moraine has known that she's done it. And this kind of goes back to the books. We already know in the books that she knows who stilled, hey, here's a spoiler for you, Tom Maryland's nephew, leading him to leave Camelin. I don't know if they're going to still do that in the series. I don't know if he's going to have those same ties. Maybe he doesn't like Aes Sedai because of this. Maybe he's already found out that his, you know, nephew got stilled by them and then he killed himself later or something. The point is that was obviously a very big reference to that, and it may just be letting you know, hey, she didn't make Rachel think about it, but this isn't the first time she's seen it. And I think that's going to come in later. Specifically, I think it's been with Leandrin. Now, an interesting thing that someone said to me, like, hey, I don't think they're stilling him there. I think they're torturing him because, you know, later on, Loghain's not stilled. You know, they have him in a cage. I don't think he's stilled yet. Which, if some of the promotional material is true, yeah, he's not, clearly. But they're two separate cases. That first one, you only see red sisters. You don't see any green sisters. With Loghain, when they meet up at the end of third episode, which I'm going to go ahead and bring in and talk to because they all dropped on the same day, guys. If you haven't seen them, go watch them. Turn this off and go watch the rest of these. You see Green Aes Sedai there. You see Warders there, which, you know, Red Aja don't have. So they're not going to go and break Tower Law, or what I think is probably still going to be Tower Law, by stilling somebody outside of the tower without giving him, you know, a sentence and having the Hall and the Amerlin say, yes, still this man. They wouldn't break that with Aes Sedai outside of their own Red Aja there. But if it's just them out there, heartbeat. Yeah, no problem. It's just us. Do it, girl. They deserve it. So I don't think this is the first time Moraine's seen it. I think it's going to come up later. That's going to be it for the theory stuff. While I'm doing the theories, though, let's go ahead and roll into a couple things that I forgot in the breakdown that I absolutely freaking loved. The first one of those, actually, and some things I hated. So the first thing that I absolutely loved, the end monologue. Oh, chills running down my spine as Moraine is saying a wind rose up in the mountains of mist. You know, it was not the beginning. They're neither, you know, beginnings or endings, but it was a beginning. Oh, even saying it now for this, slight goosebumps, slight hair standing on end. So good to end the episode with those lines. So wonderful job there. Thank you for that. The logo. it's still the serpent eating its tail and having the spiral going down behind it, showing that it's going on forever, just like the wheel continues to turn. Love that, but it's so stylized, and they've done such a good job with that logo. It does remind me of like Game of Thrones / kind of Vikings almost, in a very good way. So kudos for that. Little detail I really liked. When Perrin walks back to the forge to see Layla, she's forging an axe. Oh, so good to see that. And remember, we find out later, that wasn't a weapon, that's a tool. Granted, a axe can't make anything beautiful. It can only destroy things like trees. Still a tool. Let's talk about an Easter egg I don't think most people saw. And that is delivered by Matt Cawthon. So Matt Cawthon, when he finds his sisters, he pulls them out from underneath, this building and says, all right, let's go. Do you remember when we played hide and seek? Yeah, that oak in the woods. Where do you think that oak is? Well, they don't say anything here. That is the kind of Easter egg that is good for a Die Hard fandom. I heard that and was immediately taken to book 3. And when Perrin returns to the Two Rivers, see the White Cliffs, this is very book heavy, by the way, this portion. When he goes back there and he's trying to find it, and he finds out that his family's already gone, but that Rand's father Tam had saved Abel Cawthon, and then they go to find out where they're hiding, which is the sick room underneath this oak in the woods. So good little callback. That's one of those attention to the details that made me very happy. It made me think that maybe they have the right people doing the series, because if you can pull out a little detail like that and throw that in there, that's the kind of thing that'll make fans happy, especially when you're changing some of the things. And I get that things need to be changed. If you were regurgitating the Wheel of Time back to me, like line for line, scene for scene, I probably wouldn't want to watch it. Things have to be changed because it's a different form of art. I can't write this stuff on a guitar and it be the same. It's not going to work. So it's a different form of art. I get that things need to be changed and things need to be cut. But when you do things like this is what I call good fan service. Throwing those little Easter eggs out there that are really minor and kind of obscure, but here you go. That's phenomenal. That's going to be it for the theory stuff for today. I don't have many others. I have some that were pertaining to episode 2 and 3, going down the rabbit hole there, but we'll cover those in later videos. If you like this, hey, like, subscribe. Let me know that I need to keep doing this. I'm trying to come at this from a separate view than some of the other people who are out there doing Wheel of Time content, specifically when it comes to series. But like I said, I didn't plan on doing Wheel of Time videos on YouTube, but it's just something that I care so much about, that I've liked for so long, that I just felt kind of compelled to do them. So if I should keep doing it, hey, let me know. If you're a content creator out there who's already doing Wheel of Time stuff, I'd like to see a couple of us in the community get together immediately, and I mean like immediately after watching the episodes, and do like a Skype thing and chit chat and give immediate reactions. So until next time, insert catchphrase. Bye.